They did not know the name of the place, they only knew the smell: salt from the ocean, sweat from fear, blood from wounds that never had time to heal. For many, the journey had already lasted weeks. Dragged from villages in the night. Chained together along narrow paths. Forced to march past rivers they once drank from, forests that once protected them. Now, they stood at the edge of the world. This was Badagry, this was Gorée Island. Stone walls rose around them, cold, thick, unforgiving. Inside the slave barracks, darkness swallowed everything. Men were locked away in one room, women in another. Children were separated from their mothers without explanation. The rooms were so small that people were forced to stand for days. If someone collapsed, there was no space to fall. Hunger turned strong bodies weak. Thirst made lips crack and bleed. The air itself felt heavy, as if it wanted to crush hope. Some prayed to God, some called on their ancestors, some stopped speaking entirely. A young man counted the days by scratching lines into the wall with a stone. A woman sang quietly to keep her child calm, even as her own strength faded. An elder whispered stories of home, afraid that memory itself would be beaten out of them. Then one morning, the doors opened, light poured into the dungeon like something unreal. Guards shouted. Chains rattled. Whips cracked against stone and skin. Move. They were forced into a narrow passage. Each step forward felt like a step away from life as they knew it. The ocean grew louder. The wind carried the cries of those who had gone before them. At the end of the corridor stood a small doorway, simple, silent, final, the door of no return. Once you crossed the doorway, you were no longer someone's child, no longer a farmer, a hunter, a queen, or a prince. You became property. Outside, the Atlantic waited, wide and endless. Ships rocked gently, as if unaware of the suffering they were about to carry. People were branded, inspected, and forced on board like goods. Some jumped into the sea, choosing death over chains. Some fought and were killed where they stood. Many survived only because their spirits refused to surrender. The journey across the ocean was hell without fire. Bodies stuck together. Disease spread quickly. The dead were thrown into the water, feeding the same ocean that carried their screams away. Those who survived arrived in foreign lands where their names were replaced, their languages banned, their humanity denied. Centuries passed, the world moved on, but the door remained. Today, visitors walk through those same barracks. They touch the walls. They stand in silence before the doorway facing the sea. Descendants of the enslaved return, tears falling freely where chains once fell loudly. The door of no return no longer holds bodies, it holds memory. It reminds the world of what was stolen and what endured, because though millions were taken through that door, their story